kid asking for the password.
Which ball? Dad, which ball?
All right, and we are live, everybody. This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, with a very unusual Friday interview. I don't do live interviews very much, and it is my pleasure to share something that I feel is super beneficial to veterans. It's something I've heard about for a while. It's kind of one of those rumors you hear, and you're like, that's got to be BS. It's got to be a scam. And then it gets proven over and over and over to be legit. So we'll jump into it. I welcome John Renken, veteran and owner of Tactical Traveler, a really cool Facebook group that specializes in vacations for veterans, helping them to get to all over the earth, specialized deals, discounted airfare. Tactical Traveler is next level. And John, I have to say something, dude. I think I'm the one that came up with that name like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that is actually your name.
I seem to remember that way back in the day we were talking about it. You came to me like, yeah, I'm thinking about this concept, and yeah, that one popped up. So I'll be sending you an invoice for the royalties.
Yeah, that was all you, man.
All right, so let's jump into it. Why don't we start off, John? Why don't you tell us a little bit about your military career?
Sure. So I served from 1993 to 1996, was in the infantry. So I was too dumb to do anything else. Did airborne school, ranger school, air assault school, all that good stuff. And then in 1996, got out to go to college, became a pro MMA fighter, which then led me back to the military. So I started training special forces on how to do combatives and, hand-to-hand shooting and fighting together and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of my military background.
So I know people are going to ask this question. Can you tell us a memorable story from Ranger School?
Oh, how many do you want?
Just something unusual that would horrify the average person.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about horrify, but I was in mountain phase and I was so tired, man, because you don't get a lot of sleep in Ranger School. And I was the 60 gunner. So in my regular Army unit, I was a 60 gunner. So anytime there was opportunity to carry the gun, what we called the pig, I carried the pig because I knew how to use it, right? So it was kind of like my way of keeping myself off of the peer-reviewed list, right? So, and we were doing an ambush, and so I lit into the pig and started shooting, and all the trees started screaming and bleeding. Because I was so sleep deprived, I was hallucinating. Oh my God, how are they doing this? So I got a couple of those. I woke up one night and I thought I was eating McDonald's French fries. You know how they have the real salty, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how good these are. I had grabbed a handful of pine needles and thought they were French fries and was eating them. So I got a couple of those kind of stories.
Yeah. It's very common for hallucinations to take place because of the sleep deprivation, one MRE a day, extremely calorically deficient.
Yeah.
Ranger School is something else for sure. I interviewed Nick Devlin, and he was in the 75th, and my God, told me we're just stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
40 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get out, you start this. How'd you get into MMA, dude?
My squad leader in the Army was actually a judo player. Took me to see the first UFC at his house with pay-per-view. So I watched the first UFC. I was ranked third in the nation in Taekwondo when I joined the Army. So I had placed nationally. And so I was instantly drawn to it. And then I started training with him, learning how to do jiu-jitsu. And then when I got out, I started fighting pro.
I love it. You know what's crazy, John? I didn't know that about you till 2 years ago. I've known you a while, dude. And I had no idea.
Since 2016.
Yeah. You're one of those guys that since the very beginning of Rob the Warrior Strategist, before there was Rob the Warrior Strategist, you and I just kind of found each other in Vet Tribe.
Yeah, in Vet Tribe. Yeah. Back when Andrew ran it. So
yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah. Couple generations ago.
Yeah.
So you got into that. You start consulting. It was a fifth Special Forces group.
Well, I started consulting them back in 2000. So I worked there from 2000 to 2020 till COVID hit.
Okay. And then you got into travel and you started to realize that veterans need travel as for a lot of reasons, but it became a good family venture as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how Tactical Traveler came along?
Yeah, it's actually, I don't know what kind of crowd we're going to, everybody will get it when I say it. So in 2015, I looked at the political landscape, and typically speaking, not to make it political, but we all understand that typically speaking, Democrats cut military budget, Republicans tend to keep them the same or increasing, right? So in 2015, I thought there was no way in hell we were going to have a Republican president. And I was like, dude, I'm going to lose my job of 15 years. And I don't know anywhere I can go in the civilian world to teach people how to beat people up and make a great living at it. So I was like, I got to figure out an exit strategy. And I started thinking it through, and I'm like, well, I found this because this is what I love to do. What else do I love to do? And so that's where travel came about. And then as I started looking at travel, I started realizing the major pain points that everybody has with travel, which is flights and the overall expense of really nice vacation spots. So I started thinking through how do I decrease those costs? How do I help our tribe specifically? Because I wasn't even Tactical Traveler then, but that's where my whole adult life has been with the military. So how do I figure out how to help active duty veterans get travel for less? And that's kind of how that whole thing started. And then obviously, Trump won, and then the budget didn't decrease, even though he pretty much stopped the war, which is funny. So I didn't lose my government contract, and travel was my now side hustle. Yeah. And then in 4 years later, COVID happens and I lose both. So it's just kind of and I just look at all that stuff like the journey, there's things that I've learned through travel. There's things I learned through being at fifth group. So it's always just about an evolution and trying to get ahead.
Adaptability is super important, especially for veterans. And I feel like we can cope better than civilians in a lot of cases because being in the military is so unpredictable and so sporadic. Yeah. However your life is one year might be completely different a different year. And a veteran's just going to be like, all right, cool. I'm going to pack the sea bag or my duffel bag. I'm going to just, pack up the family, let them know, and then let's just go to the next chapter. And I feel like veterans are really good at change. So glad you and I both made it. COVID was not a business killer for me. In fact, you know me, I work from home. I really don't like people. So it was just like, oh, cool. I have to stay home and work. Oh, darn. Nothing changes.
Yep.
All right. So tell us about this program. The most popular one that I've heard of from other people is the Bahamas Vacations Complimentary. Why don't you tell us about that? Yeah.
So in 2018, which I always loved when I posted in the Vet Tribe because it always makes you busier than you want to be. In 2018, I had a buddy of mine go, hey, have you heard about this Bahamas trip? And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, hey, just for serving, you get to go to the Bahamas and you just have to pay the tax. I was like, there's no way that's true. And I was in travel at that point. He goes, no, it's true. So he took me up to the casino where you have to show them your military ID. And then what it does is it gives you their salute card, platinum card, and you get 5 nights in the Bahamas for $500. No gambling required. No gambling when you go required. Just have to show proof of military service and you're in. So I have gone every year since 2018.
What's been the most memorable part of that?
I think it's the haters is the most memorable part because you see it every time I posted it in the Vet Tribe. It's like every naysayer on the planet comes out of the woodwork and attacks me. And I mean, listen, great friends of both of ours have gone because I showed them. Rich Kaufman, Lori Wagner, and even Marshall. Marshall now knows it's true, and he hops in there and defends me. And here all the haters come. I actually think that's the most memorable part to me.
Yeah, dude, I remember the backlash. I remember the first time you came into the tribe and there were like 400 comments like scammer, all this shit. And then start looking at it, and I see Kaufman with his family and a dolphin in a pool with these amazing pictures, and Lori Wagner frolicking on the beach with her family. I'm like, oh, okay.
And listen, man, and you'll still see it because you're in my travel group too. You'll still see guys that will join that group, and then when I remind them that there's a free PDF that takes you through how to do it step by step, they come in the group and they're like, bullshit. Like, they just go crazy about it. I'm like, like, guys, they're in my Facebook group. There's literally probably 100 people who have gone and done this, posted pictures, posted testimonies, videos. I mean, and I still get it.
Yeah, you just will, man. No matter what you do, there's always going to be people that just don't believe in the mission.
Well, we've both heard this a million times. You never get that hate from somebody doing better than you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, I don't worry about it. I mean, and I don't make $1 off it. That's what people really don't get. They're like, there's no way. Then why would you promote it? And I'm like, because you should go. Like, I honestly, legitimately don't make a dollar, not from Caesar's Palace, not from Atlantis. I give the information away for free. I don't make $1.
Love it. And we got Jim Burgoon in comments saying John Renken would love to talk about travel in general. So,
yeah, man, hit me up.
Jim's asking if he can bring family. He loves this offer.
Yeah, you can bring family. There's a way to do this, and I can explain it to you, Jim. So you're allowed to bring your kids, like I'm bringing my kids, right? But you can only bring so many people according to room occupancy. Now, if you're active duty and your spouse is got her ID card, then you both can get it.
Love it. Thanks for the clarification. And John, you were telling me a couple of weeks ago about a $200 offer that was spectacular. What was this?
Yeah, so I have my own booking platform. It's on average 50 to 70% less than Expedia. And I mean, again, you can go on my Facebook group and see the side-by-side comparisons all the time. I just found a 5-star hotel in Dubai for 10 days. It was like $279.
Get the
Nope. All the time. I get these deals all the time. So here's the offer. It's not a subscription. Well, it is. It's a yearly subscription. If you served in the military, it's $199 for the year. So if you take one trip, you make your money back. For signing up, you get my ebook, which is 50 pages of all of the best travel hacks for military. So how to get Disney for 50% off, how to get your airport parking for free, like all these different travel hacks that are exclusively for our community. And then you get your choice of a cruise or a 7-day stay where you just have to pay the taxes for like $300.
I love it. And this is one of the offers I need to get more visible about for you, letting people know, because in my own personal experience, I've dealt with you. You helped to get me a flight for a friend I haven't seen since high school. We got her a vacation in San Diego, and you were very instrumental. And when shit went sideways with the airport, you were right there like, hey, let's fix this. Here's the alternate. And you did a great job, John. So I got to shout you out.
You want to hear a funny story? This is a really funny travel story. Okay. So I was in Italy. I flew back to New York, which is where my layover was. In New York, there was all these eastern storms hitting the U.S. So they canceled my flight. So I had to pay $450 because it was weather for the hotel to stay on site because my flight was like early morning. They canceled my morning flight. They canceled my afternoon flight. They canceled my evening flight, and then told me the soonest they could get me back was 6 days later because all the flights were canceled, all on the eastern seaboard. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. That, like $450 a night, I'm not staying in New York. There's no way, right? So I started playing around. I found a one-way ticket from New York to Jamaica for $99. I flew to Jamaica. I did a 4-hour layover in Jamaica and then got a one-way flight from Jamaica back to Nashville for $299. So for less than the cost of the hotel, I managed to get back.
Dude, that's magic.
Yeah.
That is sorcery, gaming the system. Good for you.
Yeah, and I do this all the time. I flew a buddy of mine. Actually, he posted in the Vet Tribe about it. We got him to Iceland for $189 from Nashville.
That's wild, dude. I love it. And this is why everybody should be signing up with you and working with you firsthand. I've never heard a bad thing about you. I've personally used your services, and it's just all I see is vacation pictures from very happy families. So it's good to hear this stuff. And Jim Burgoon wants to sign up. So Jim, if you're watching this, just reach out to John personally. Shoot him a message and make this happen. Thanks, Jim. We really appreciate the support, by the way.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, cool. So what's going on for the rest of 2025 for John Renken?
Well, right now I'm working on several really big things. As you know, my main gig is sales platoon, which is where I take transitioning veterans as they're getting ready to get out of the Army, get them jobs in sales, paying them more than $30 an hour. So we just signed a big deal that we're really excited about in cyber and getting guys into cyber sales. So I'm super excited about that. I got the trips to the Bahamas with my kids coming up. I've got trips to Alaska coming up. This weekend is my kid's birthday, so we're swimming with the whale sharks in Atlanta. And then we're flying to Florida, and we're swimming with the tiger sharks. So those are some of the cool things for this year.
I love it, man. That's a lot, and that's very cool. I don't have a lot of travel plans for this year, but
and I get to see the Steelers versus the Vikings in Dublin.
Nice, dude. That's just so much action. That's really cool. All right, so where can people find you with the Tactical Traveler group?
Yeah, the easiest way is if you just type in Tactical Traveler on Facebook, it comes right up. Or you can go to my website, tacticaltravelerclub.com, and it will take you straight to my group.
Sounds good. And we still have some stuff. John and I have been working together. We got him a good feature in Shift Magazine, got his press release out. Still pushing for some, sent you some printed copies too. So hopefully you can show that to the kids. Like, hey, Dad's famous.
Yep.
Still got some stuff behind the scenes for you. So we'll see what happens. We've got a Medium article out, and now that I've gotten a little more information, I can angle some stuff. So it's always good. But any final thoughts for anybody watching or anybody wanting to take a vacation?
Yeah, guys, listen. Travel doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't need a travel agent. Those are good. I don't have a problem with that. As a matter of fact, I'm actually starting up a host travel agency specifically for military men and women, to where the whole goal is just to make sure you get taken care of, because we don't make the most amount of money, right? So we want to take care of vets. I think that it helps with PTS. I think that it helps with reconnection with your family. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. The group's got 7,000 people in it that have had a great time. We didn't even talk about you can get 60% off Virgin Cruise. So there's tons of opportunities for you guys to do whatever it is that would make you and your family happy. So Jim, I can get you to Iceland for a week for less than $2,000 with flights. So.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate it. John Renken from Tactical Traveler. And if you guys need any vacation stuff, if you're a veteran of any of the armed services, feel free to reach out to him or join the Tactical Traveler group on Facebook. All right. This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist. And as always, stay famous. See you guys next time.